Last night, I passed through some of the most intense pain. It's one of those times where you're like, I know I've been in this much pain before, but I don't remember when that was. Yeah, you know what I mean? Where you're in that much pain, where you're like, I know I've suffered this intensely, but it's been so long that I can't even remember. And that's exactly what I was going through last night. In my sleeping bag in the back of my car. And it was like a really interesting paradox for a while. There was this part of me, a lot of my consciousness now turns towards pain, and like that's what it's here for. It's here for the dark, it's here for the shadow, it's here to integrate what's unhealed within me. It's here for the humanity. It's here for what's deeper and deeper, or what's buried deeper and deeper in my chakra centers. That's shadow, unconsciousness, etc. So there was this part of me when the pain was arising and I was in the sleeping bag last night. It felt absolutely exquisite, and that sounds so weird to the mind, to the parts of us that just want to run to the light, that just want to, push away the dark, right? But I've been through so much suffering and so much darkness that my consciousness has somehow oriented to having this deep love and appreciation for pain. I was thinking last night when I was sensing this happening, I was like, wow, I'm connecting to my inner David Goggins or something. Because I say that because he would run these marathons. He would just destroy his body, basically. There's no way he should have been running a marathon, right? And afterwards they would say, we need to take you to the hospital. And he would be like basically like puking, I don't even want to put it in your consciousness, just horrible things would be happening with his body. And they would say, we need to take you to the hospital, like his wife and the people at the race. And he would say, no, I earned this pain. Give me 20 more minutes with this pain. I earned this pain. And it's just like, wow, what a warrior's mindset. Some people say that's pretty irresponsible, and you'd be right there too. But anyways, I kind of connected to that in my own consciousness about these parts of me that just fucking love pain. And so that was present, but then there was another kind of inner movement happening too that I want to share, where I went into complete fragmentation. Meaning I tried to get away from the pain over and over and over again. It was like there was this part of my consciousness that was established, you could say, in truth or unconditional love, that's just rooted in this sturdiness. And it's so rooted in sturdiness and well-being, it can be here for even the most vicious and excruciating pain. And it's actually in love with it, and it's actually here for it. That's why it's incarnate in form in a realm such as Earth, because it's here for the density. It's here for I was writing a poem yesterday about how I love darkness, how I love the growth that happens in darkness, like the soil, right? In Earth, like a lot of germination and growth happens in the soil underground in darkness. And there's part of my soul loves being in that pressure cooker, which is why I can so effectively be with others who are in deep, immense suffering. It's because somehow I have a home there. It's like home for me. It's very weird to the mind. I was like, I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I was in bliss for a few days, and part of my consciousness was like, okay, hey, bliss, so what? Where's the density for me to alchemize within me? It's like, can we see that? Can we meet that? It's like, there's something so satisfying about alchemy. I mean, I'm an alchemist. I've had people do readings for me. Or this one person I was really close to pulled a card, and she was like, you're all about transforming lower energies into divine energies. I was like, yep. It was like the Merlin card. And that's been a big part of my path, meeting darkness and transforming it into light. And that's why I can create as much as I do. It's because I'm always creating within me, in a sense. I'm always using this unconscious material to create more consciousness, to create more awareness. But I wanted to talk about the unintegrated aspects and what I was going through in that realm too. It was so much pain for parts of myself. It was too much pain, actually, that I kept reaching for the cell phone, kept reaching for all the apps we want to go distract into, kept reaching for just an out. And sometimes I feel like if I didn't have this phone, I'd be kind of way better off, but then again, I wouldn't have all the information I do, and it wouldn't be this easy to share information. So it's just like, it's a catch-22 with the phone. It's so easy to go to. It can be like a pacifier. But then again, it's so fragmenting, because when we're in all of this intense and severe pain, we actually need all of ourselves there to be with it. So when it's like, when we're in so much pain, that's actually the time to not distract. That's when we need to not distract the most. But that tends to be when we actually do distract the most, right? Because then I could just feel myself getting fragmented. Just like my energies was going here, then here, then here. It was going everywhere but where the pain was. And so then there was less of me to be with the pain, and then the pain feels even bigger and more overwhelming. And then we fragment more and distract more and go into more of these, you could say, lower vibrational habits. I don't really like using words like that. But just more of these old patterns. And that's how we swirl. That's called a trauma swirl. When we're in so much pain that we don't have the resource, we don't have the light, we don't have the presence to be with it. So we just do whatever we can to like make it through. And I was just doing whatever I could to make it through the night. It was so painful. But I noticed the more I kept pulling away from the pain and trying to avoid it, the more painful it became. The more fragmented I became, the less of me there was to be with it, and the lower and lower I kind of sunk into the state where in the morning I woke up and I could barely move. I was in so much pain I could barely move. I was sitting in I had to like kind of force myself to get up and move and go to a Starbucks just to sit somewhere warm. It's pretty cold here if you're not in a sleeping bag right now. And I noticed that there was these shards of kind of psychosis floating through my consciousness. And this psychosis, I don't really question, am I going to go crazy? There was this part of me that was like, wow, this is a lot. But I don't as much go into like, am I going to go crazy? There's this part of me that always just kind of like no, everything, it's all, it's like, it's just moving through, it's just floating through. And I realized the reason like these shards of psychosis were going through, and sometimes we have to ask, is this even mine? When we get very opened up, we get super tapped into the collective, which means we get tapped into the collective brilliance and the collective psychosis, the collective unconscious. So a lot can float through your energy field, your consciousness, when you're really tapped in and opened up. Like you can have these brilliant insights and knowings. And hi. Yeah, I think a homeless person's here. Hi.
You totally ripped off my bank account, and my social security income.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
$600. Could you spare a couple dollars?
Maybe. Let me see here. Yeah, here you go.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Yeah. I just had this is kind of the area I'm in. It's so amazing. I was just talking about this, and look what happened. I'm getting chills talking about it. Yeah, so I guess I'll just weave this into the video. Yeah, so this really desperate looking homeless person, and I don't mean to say that insulting. I mean, God, have you seen some of my videos? And I'm feeling a lot. I just had a deep connection with her just now. Yeah, so I'm making this video, and this homeless woman I guess people don't like those terms either. This person who was just really struggling came up, and out of nowhere, my window was even rolled up, and they came up, I needed some money. And my first instinct was, I just want to shoot my video. I want to get back to my video. I'm rolling here. And my second instinct is like, I have negative whatever thousands of dollars of money. I don't have any money really, but something in my consciousness just reached into my wallet and gave her $2. I had a little bit of cash there, you know. Yeah. So I guess that's a really good example of when you're tapped in, you're going to be tapped into that, to what's going on at the depths of suffering in the collective as well. And that's going to pass through. So sometimes we don't always, like, being wide open doesn't mean it's just going to be pure bliss all the time. You'll have that too. So we have to ask, is this even, that's what I was getting to. And I'm in an area where this is really prevalent, where a lot of people are really struggling, where a lot of people are without homes, people just, you know, doing the best they can to get by. So that's why I asked when I was in the Starbucks, like, is this psychosis even mine? I could sense that some people in the Starbucks were kind of on the spectrum there as well, kind of dealing with all kinds of mental illness. And so when we have something pass through like that, it's important to ask, I don't know, is this mine? Because I get like very, just tapped in to what's going on around me. When you're not, I don't know, I'm still really shook up about that encounter with that woman. If I'm being honest, there's something in the energy there. I felt a lot of light in it though too. But I wanted to finish the point. What I realized is when there's so much pain in our energy chakras and it's not flowing, it can feel like we're going to explode, and that can make us feel like we're going to go crazy. And that's what I realized what was happening last night is I just wasn't having a good energy flow. I was in so much pain. There was so much blockage, and I was avoiding myself to such an extent that the blockages were just squeezing tighter because they were like, hey, we need more presence. We need more love. We need someone to be here with me. And I just kept going for the phone. And you just feel them squeezing tighter and tighter and tighter. And that can make us feel like we're going to go crazy when the energy's not flowing. Note that I said it can make us feel like we're going to go crazy. We're not actually going to go crazy. And that it's important to connect to that quality of clarity, that quality of peace, that this is just temporary and that the energy will flow again, or just to have that quality of discernment of, hey, actually, I'm just really opened up and I'm in a place where there's lots of these kinds of thoughts going around, and these aren't even my thoughts, and these are just moving through and passing through. And whenever we're feeling these kind of energies of psychosis, or am I going to go crazy, which you might be feeling a lot of it just in general right now because the planet's kind of a crazy place, if you haven't noticed, look to the ground. And that's what I did today. I was like, I got really interested in the ground beneath me. I got really interested in earth. And I got really interested in what's holding me up right now, and letting myself feel the heaviness of my own body on earth. And so, if you're really opened up, things can get really intense at times because of all the shifts that we're going through on earth, all the transformation, all the evolution, all the chaos and craziness. And we are all connected. So of course it's going to have an impact. Of course you're going to be feeling it. Of course things are going to be floating through your energy field that it's not so personal. And so just having that discernment, having that knowing. And it's so funny, I was talking about that, how the collective consciousness can be high and it can also be hell. And then all of a sudden someone in hell walks right up to my window. Like my window's down, my window's up. That was so bizarre. That was so bizarre. All right. Much love. If you'd like to send a donation, there are links in the comments. See you in the next video. Namaste.